here so I can have a read over here since the camera's over here. What's up, peeps? Yeah, I got this thing here. Hey, thank you, Nathan. Nathan got me going. I just got back to Dallas, right? Happy to be here. Happy to get back to Dallas. But now I'm watching the game. It's halftime. Cleveland in New York. And the score is 48-48 right now. Trying to figure out how to do all of this stuff, y'all. You know what I mean? I don't know how to do anything. View the channel. Yeah, Michael, I just did that. I got it, boy. I'm all right. I'm learning this thing, right? Because Gene and those guys are out the country. Okay, I got to hit that. So I'm trying to get a better view of the comments so I can read them better, right? And I can see it because I can't see it over there so far as in the little corner. But got some canes over here. All right, Canaan boy, you see what I mean? Y'all gonna have to excuse me. I'm gonna put this right here so I can see what my peeps saying, because that's what this is all about. To be able to see, wait a minute, what y'all are saying and being able to talk to you guys. What's up out there? I see you coming. I see you. What's going on, Playmaker, huh? Cane Head. You see that right there, Cane Head? Cane Head. That's why I came up with the U. Right there. You my boy, because we boys forever. Ain't no separating us because we about the U. But when I was working on ESPN, and Chris Berman was saying it, man, where's he from? Where's he from? I didn't want to say I came. Yeah, surely wasn't gonna say no cane head. So that's why I said the you. Hey, you know what I'm saying? That's all right. Cannon boy, rep that 305. Man, I ran into so many dudes coming back from LA today that were from Florida. I ran into 4 dudes from Florida, and even Eminem's lawyer, you know, entertainment lawyer. But all repping Miami, all talking about the U. It's so crazy how it's starting to build up already. It really is. And I know we got a ways to go. I know a couple of days ago, last week, we were 88 days away from the Hall of Fame game. So once we get within 100 days, we on the slide that, and we within that, baby. With college football, um, it's so funny for me because remember earlier this season, when they brought out the schedule and we had all those Thursday night games, Friday night games, I was so upset. But now I'm kind of like, maybe that'll help me out a little, because since we moved back to LA, the Netflix show, moved back to LA. Dude, wait till you see the set, the new set, the new White House set. Now that we moved the show to LA, I'm telling y'all, it's off the chain. It literally looks like, well, I'm gonna just wait. Let me just wait. Wait, let me say that. Because that's it. And my office is ready. Remember, I told you guys I was redoing my office. My office is ready. So Netflix will come in here like the beginning of next week and put cameras in here because we're going to call this the presidential bunker. So I can get out things as soon as they happen sometimes instead of just waiting on the show to show. You know what I mean? To keep it alive and right. So it's gonna be the presidential bunker, but don't say anything. And I'll show it to you next week. It's off the chain. Cold now. It's a cold, yeah. I'm just letting you know. It's real. Um, yeah. What the hell? Man, you ain't ready for the trolls here. What do you mean? What about the trolls? Who cares about the trolls? What are you talking about, man? Huh? Man, berry brunch. Is that a berry crunch? Oh, berry crunch. What you mean by that, buddy? Come on back with me, Jay. Tell me what you're talking about so I can know. Go be a free man. I am a free man. You got to be a free man. And freedom is a mental state. It's not even a bound that I can't go anywhere. It's a mental state that brings out the best in all of me. That's what I'm saying. Hey, Michael, who the Caleb's down remind you of? I want to see him on the field in a uniform with Dallas in a game before I can conjure up any thoughts of who he reminds me of. But I tell you what I do know. When I had him on the show, he's real, he's a mature young man. And you hear about his dad, you hear how his dad is. He understands that he has to earn his keep. His dad talked about how he don't want to come in and try to take no numbers, or certainly ain't gonna pay a whole lot of money for no numbers because they are believing in saving that money. So that means he got a good head on his shoulders and he has a plan. And his plan, I'm sure, require is somewhere having winning Super Bowls and making a lot of money and all of that. And that's great. That's great because he can do all of that if his primary focus is on winning. And that's what I got from him. I got from him that he understands that it's all about winning and he's willing to put in the work. I love when I hear stories like him and his brother competed when they were young. Let me tell you, you can't give somebody a dog when they're full-blooded. Their full-blooded puppy is too late to turn them into a dog. You got to turn them into a dog when they're baby, when they're real puppies. And to hear that his older brother pushed him, wouldn't let him win, made sure, hey, I ain't giving you no break. You have to earn that. That's when you start getting those players. He's been competing all his life. All his life. That's why you like to hear stuff like that. All his life, so he'll compete here because he grew up in competing. Everybody didn't grow up in competing, and then they get to be a full-grown puppy, and we try to say bark, 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 woo, woo, and the nigga ain't gonna never really bark. He may yell for a while, and when I say yell, that means he may try to scare you, "Arr, arr, arr, arr," but he ain't gonna bite shit. He ain't gonna bite. And we want dogs that don't just bark. We want them to bite. And the only way they're barking and biting is if they have been fighting since they were a pup. Now they're a dog and they know how to bark and bite. And Caleb Downs is that. Do you think Caleb Downs had what it takes to be a Pro Bowl, all pro type player? I do. And let me tell you why I say I do, because of the whole scenario and how it works. Remember, Caleb Downs is going to be the X factor on this defense. You know, people have used the Ravens safety as a gauge here, but also you can look at a Derwin James. you know, Derwin James is the X factor on the Chargers defense, and you put them all over the field. You put Derwin James covering Travis Kelce when the tight end's a problem. Stuff like that. So yeah, I do think he would be great. But because there are two things you're going to see. You're going to see him being able to work the whole back half, and then sometimes blitz to get to the quarterback. Now you got Quentin Williams in that front putting pressure on the quarterback, and you don't know which way he's coming or where he's coming from, Caleb Downs. That's going to cause a problem. You get a young coordinator and Christian, who everybody loves and thinks and believes he's a real shrewd, smart guy. So you believe you give him this kind of talent, he can show off his defensive skills. He can show off what he needs to do. I want him to be a baby, watch his word now, a baby Belichick. Not in his addressing the people, but his addressing the game plan and the approach to the game plan. I mean, be monomaniacal about your approach to a defense. And I want to make sure I'm taking away, like when I'm taking away what you do best. I'm going to use Caleb Downs to take away what you do best. If you run the ball best, I'm going to drop him in this A gap and this B gap and drop him right up in here to make you want to throw that ball. And then if we get you throwing the ball, I'm going to put pressure on you. I may blitz him. And then if I may fake a blitz, back him up out of here and let him read your eyes and go make a play. He is going to be the X factor on this defense. He's going to be all over the field. He's going to help the cornerbacks play. He's going to help just I'm telling you, it's going to be great. It reminds me a lot of Darren Woodson. When Darren Woodson got here, Darren Woodson was a difference maker for our defense because he had the speed. He played, he covered guys in the slot, he covered tight ends. Darren Woodson did everything. And Caleb Downs reminds me of him. Question: Are you still concluded in the Cowboys organization? Oh man, yeah. What do you mean? Still in talks? A reach? What does that mean? I can't. How did I stop that from moving? I just did that. Question: Are you still concluded? Is that what? I don't understand. Word at Harrison C4E. Cowboys organization are still in talks or reach. I guess you're probably trying to ask me about my approach or dealing with the Cowboys. And yes, I still deal with Jerry and talk with Jerry. And I'll just talk to Jerry about, we talk mostly about the Cowboys, but all other business, like Netflix business, all of that. That's one thing I'm telling you guys. Let me say again here about Jerry and what Jerry said to me that I know he wanted with Michael Parsons and everything. You guys see me. I just came from the Netflix event and they were doing the fighting and everything, MMA, first time MMA, and of course shooting the show. You do understand, like when I was playing and when we were trying to get Dion, and my deal was up. And Jerry and I sat in that room, and Jerry said, "Listen, I need some help in getting Dion. Yeah, I'm watching this game. I see you, boy. I see that Knicks. Okay, I see you. I'm gonna get to you. I'm gonna get to you, ice cold cowboy. Said, we gonna get out there. I see the Knicks coming up too. I'm gonna talk to this. But okay. So yeah, Jerry said to me then. He said, Michael, I know what you can get out here. I know what they're offering. He said, but I just need you to work with me. I need you to work with me. Just let me be able to do some things here with you, and I promise. I understand we're going to be partners forever. That's just the deal, but we're going to be partners forever. And honestly, man, Jerry's held that deal. He's held that deal because he came to me. I said, Jerry, he said it costs this to get Dion, and I said, let's work this out. Let's work this out. And I suppose and I told him too. I said, listen, we get Dion, whatever we doing here, we both to make it up on the back end. I'm still gonna want a little more. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, dude. I'm gonna tell you it all. Jerry's my dude, man. And I'm gonna drop this too, because y'all my peeps. Why you think? Why you think? Why you think? The NFL network, and everything that happened there was all Jerry. Even when things came up, like me shaking that girl's hand in the lobby of a hotel, and I'm trying to make something of it. Jerry's always been there, and Jerry's the chairman of the board at the network, so he's held that word with that. I don't know why did I venture off on that. You know what I mean? But he's been that. And I don't know why I got in that. Yeah, y'all asked me something. I get my ass whooped in NFL football. Why? Why you do that, dog? Why you get whooped in the NFL? You talking about the Madden game? So what you saying, D? You get whooped in NFL football, man? What you got to do is just go get your Mike Irvin on one side, have Troy Aikman at your quarterback, and just throw everything to number 88. You'll get a win. That I promise you, bro. That I promise you. What was it like catching dimes from Troy Aikman? Nothing like it, dog. Hey, let me tell you something. 16 court dog, however you say that, 61 court, 616. Let me tell you, nothing like it. Nothing like it. And I always say, oh, Cleveland up 50-49. Yeah, I always say Troy was so accurate and so great, and Troy would run that, throw the ball, and the ball will sizzle through the, and then it'll stop and tell you to catch it. Now, there's a difference too, because I played in Pro Bowls with Brett Favre, and Brett Favre, he threw the ball so hard if you're not careful, he would slit your hand. But I also played with Steve Young. And Steve Young, left hand, the ball kind of floated a little bit. And I'm on slant routes. I'm like, get your ass over here, ball. Come on, let's go. It kind of floated a little bit because his arm wasn't as strong as Troy or Brett Favre. You know what I mean? So even when you play with that certain quarterback, you got to adjust your game. Like I know Brett's want to throw the ball rock hard. I don't want to try to catch Brett passes in my hand. So now I want to lean on him a little bit more and be able to catch Brett passes in my body because he's trying to split hands. He split Sterling Sharp hand, whatever. You know what I mean? Troy's going to throw that ball perfectly and correctly and directly. It ain't gonna flutter, blutter, blue or block. It's gonna, as soon as I break off, boom, boom. It can hit me. I can catch that any kind of way. Any kind of way. Now, I go back to Steve Young. That ball comes in slow. That ball comes in slow. I run that same slant route. That same slant route. I run it late and I try to drive. I break inside and then drive him up because he's going to throw on my first break. When I first break, he's gonna throw, but I'll ride back up again, let that ball have some float time, push, and then grab his ball. And I'm gonna catch that on my body because the ball is floating slow. I don't know how long that backer's coming in here. He's gonna knock my ass out. You understand? So you gotta play the game and adjust the game for the quarterback you playing the game with. At least that's what I did. I don't know that everybody does it, but I don't know everybody and get to the Hall of Fame or win a lot of Super Bowls if they don't, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? Yeah, that was bad boy, man. Talking about Troy. I don't think people give him enough credit. Um, Dime Drawer, what's Alvin Harper up to these days? Harp's doing well, man. Harp's, from what I understand, is playing golf and living a good life. I told you guys, Harp came to me. I saw Harp, man, maybe 6, 7 months ago, at some event. Man, I said, man, where you been, man? He said, man, I just been chilling. When Hart took the deal in Tampa, when he left here and went to Tampa, he got a pretty good bag. But he really didn't know or found out or something, however it happened, that they had put some money, they had deferred some money in that contract for him. So they had deferred it so far off, is what he told me, that now he gets him a nice little picky back bag every year, forever from that deferred money. And I think he kind of felt like it was a gift. Like, oh man, I don't know. I don't know where it came from or how it is. It was what he was telling me. I was happy for him, you know because every time I see him, I'll be like, man, we were supposed to stay together forever. But I'm happy he got that little bag coming forever. You know what I mean? To be honest with you. Uh, Jerry Goff enjoying all that money from Detroit, and he don't even have a golf cart. Yeah, a golf cart. Jerry Goff, man. What is it? Y'all just playing, huh? You play with the Jerry Golf and the golf cart and stuff. You see, that's funny. What's up, Zeus? My buddy, come on. My buddy Zeus. See Zeus with me? Yeah, Zeus. Zeus wanna hang out, buddy? Huh? Don't wanna hang out. Oh, come on, I just got home. He just wanna hang out, buddy, huh? Said my man, he just got home, huh? Hey, Zeusy Woosy, huh? You wanna eat butter? Huh? You miss me? So you miss me, buddy? Huh? You miss me? Huh? Big boy? That's my buddy. That's my buddy there, y'all. It's my buddy, man. He's my watermelon dude. Eats. We eat watermelon. What's up, playmaker? O'Neal. PGR 28. What's up, brother? Oh, where'd I go with that, man? Did I lose it? Okay. I'm learning. Okay, I'm learning, y'all. Because I'm getting this thing off. Okay, let me just see. All right, Mike, I don't know how you do it. Yeah, you know how I do what, buddy? 60, 50, 49 now. You don't know how I move around so much, how I work. In today's NFL, what quarterbacks would you want to play with? I would love to play with Josh Allen. Now, if you ask me, you want to ask me what quarterback is most like Troy Aikman, then I'm gonna say Joe Burrow. I would say Joe Burrow because Josh Allen can run. Uh, Patrick Mahomes buys time, and but Joe Burrow, he can run, but doesn't want to run. He rather drop back and get it back and give up that ball to the receiver or the back. So I will say Joe Burrow if you ask me who the most. You know what I mean? If you ask me who's the most like Troy Aikman, that is what I would give. Playmakers watching legends of the '90s Super Bowl when I was a teen. Yeah, man. It's nothing like we were talking about this today on the plane. Was it plane? No, it was no, at all the smoke in LA when we were shooting this morning before I came here. And we were talking about how how things are different. Like we used to play when we the show that I was talking about on with Chris Berman and everything. We were talking about how we used to have a show called Jacked Up, and it was from Tom Jackson. Jacked Up. This is Jacked Up segment. Tom was the defensive player on the set. So we would always come in 56-51. Cleveland's winning. We would always come in and show a play and Tom would, narrate the play. It's 3rd and 7. Jerry Rice comes on the slant route. Steve Young drops back. It's one of them slow floaters in the air. Jerry Rice catches it out. Bang! And then Jerry Rice got jacked up. That's what we used to have on Sunday night, on Monday Night Countdown. On Monday Night Countdown. I remember, and it was one of the highest rated segments on Monday Night Countdown until the NFL stepped in and said, "We're not doing that anymore. We're not making any highlights of guys getting hit like this." Took all that off the board because they were going to all of the brain protection rules because of the CTE. So yeah, but I don't know how I got. Yeah, we were talking about that today. In today's NFL, what quarterback do you want to play? I already told you that. I don't want to play with. But everybody says, but I don't want to play with nobody but Troy. You know, yeah, we were a great crew, man. We had a great crew. Dude, I think this crew can be of that. You know what I mean? I do. I believe this crew here can I don't know that I'm saying be what we are because I have to see a little something more. But I think you got the beginning of something, especially on the defense. You got a lot of young, talented guys. And if Dallas defense, let's think about this, do anything, if they just move to the top 12, 13 somewhere in the NFL with this offense, then it could be something special. It could be something different. And remember, even when we were coming up, our defense was good. We needed that one little thing on our defense, and that one little thing was Charles Haley. And once we got him, things went to a whole different place. How come NFL isn't making them like your era anymore? Dude, I don't I try not to say that, because that gets people upset. I was talking about that on the show because I talked today with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson, and we were talking about that. Like, that's what make Wemby different, dog. Listen to what I'm saying. I messed around, tweeted out like Wemby 7'5", and this dude diving on the ground. Dude shitting all on his face, falling all on his face. I'm like, damn. oh, dude. And he hitting his head and getting up. And then he's looking at Castle and grabbing Harper and doing that in their face, man. It's like, wow, this is different. This dude is different. I said, we can see, I will equate or make tantamount, which means equal to, right now, what I see in Wemby is the closest thing to what I've seen in Tom Brady. Let me tell you what I'm talking about here now. I see, okay, let me get another one. Tom Brady was the undoubted leader of his team, but he was also the undoubted emotional leader. So when you're the overall leader, that is the emotional leader, you're hey, that's heaven. That's heaven. When Tom said let's go, because he's the emotion, let's go, or LFG, that thing, everybody goes. And that's what Wemby is. That's what Wemby is. And I love Patrick Mahomes. I do love Patrick Mahomes, but he's not the emotional leader. That he's a hell of a leader and a hell of a player, and he gives that all the time. And that makes you emotional and makes you play very hard. But I don't say he's the emotional leader of that team, the guy to get everybody fired up. Even Travis Kelsey shares that in a great way. When Kelsey's over there with coach. So it's just Wemby is that. And all his dudes love him and they honor him because he's all that he is and he's diving on that damn floor. He's not 7'5". Come on, y'all, be honest. Somebody answer this for me. I've been watching the NBA a long time. I don't remember seeing a 7-footer dive for a ball like that. I mean, this ain't no going down slow, easy, and then dive. I mean, this dude goes dive for balls. That's insane. That's so inspiring if you're playing with him. If you're a young dude playing with him, man, and you see that he is doing this, this whole series is going to be so great to watch. I'm telling y'all, man. I don't Spurs winning chips. I don't know about that ice cold cowboy, but I'm with you. I'm with you. I am with you because I'm all about Wemby, and I can't wait to see where it goes. I can't wait. Game 2 tomorrow night. I wish I could go. I wish I had somebody in Oklahoma, but I would definitely ride down there and go to that game fast. Somebody in Oklahoma. 63-54 right now. Cleveland is taking this lead. Boy, you asked a question. If Cleveland goes in and get game 1, here we go again. Pressure. Donovan Mitchell already 22 points, 9 of 14, 2 of 6, 2 assists. This here, man. I wanted to go to this game, but I couldn't get from LA to New York in time after shooting in LA. So 63-54, Cleveland up 11. Right here, I wonder, since right here, will Cleveland now start feeling it, the fourth quarter, feeling the legs getting heavy, and will New York be able to make a run? That's the only thing I would think about here, especially Donovan Mitchell, because Donovan Mitchell had such a great game just a couple of days ago. And now he's out here putting up, putting up 22 points and taking over now. He just had a turnover. So yeah, Jalen Brunson. But New York's kind of off now. New York came out, running hard. Both teams were off from 3-point land. No one was shooting the ball well. And then Cleveland kind of got on a little bit of a shooting spree from threes. That's what gave them the lead here. But it's third quarter, 6:15 left. I mean, I'm tell you something. This game, I don't know. Can this game get kind of hype that we got out of that Western Conference final with Wemby? Or is it just that we're just all so enamored with what we see in Wemby that we're leaning that way and want to see how far that goes? Okay, New York, like they're about trying to make a run now. 63-56. Just had two turnovers and turned one into an easy layup. You know, um, who was the toughest DB you faced? Mike Golden, 3131. Who was the toughest DB you faced in your Hall of Fame career? I was talking to somebody about this today, buddy. I was telling them, we were talking about, well, yeah, Matt and Jack, we were talking about superior athletes and go run hard and work hard. Most guys that are superior athletes like this, they don't have the fight in them and they don't have the work ethic in them because they have always just beat people by showing up. But when you get, dude, I said to him, I said, think about this. I played against guys that were, dude, hear what I'm saying. Hear what I'm saying. All of them, not one, not two, all of them were like Olympic sprinters. Darryl Green was like an Olympic sprinter, fastest man in the NFL. Rod Woodson was a 60 meter, whatever, Olympic sprinter speed. Deion Sanders, these were the most physically gifted athletes out there. You see what I'm saying? I'm nowhere near the athlete they are. So I have to try to catch up with the fight in me. I say to people all the time this way: I will never have their skill. So I have to make sure I have a much deeper will. What makes Dion and Daryl and Rod Woodson so hard and so great at what they do is because they have superior skill, but they equal you with their will. And then you get the Kobe Bryants, you get the Deion Sanders, you get the Rod Woodsons and the Champ Baileys. Think about the Champ Baileys, the Daryl Greens, you know, because they're like the Wembys. They have all of that physical ability, and they still work hard, and fight you. Now, we always end up being great friends. And Matt and Jack was talking about how they so adored Kobe. And I know we just, came up on the, Kobe passing anniversary and everything. But but they loved Kobe and Kobe loved them once they were not playing together. When Matt talked about when Kobe got him to come to the Lakers, all of that. And you know why you become friends like that? Because you respect each other. You were like, dude, I know what you're about. That's why Dion and I are best friends. Respect each other. On the field, I know what he's about. That's why Daryl Green and I, we go around speaking together sometimes. We respect each other. Nears Williams, because you went in a battle with a man. We went pure to pure, fight to fight. We looked at each other's eyes and we saw nothing but more fight. You can respect that man. Rather you win or lose, however you came up. Thank God I won most of the time, but you can respect that. That's what makes the difference. Hey, Mike. Yeah, you know what I mean. That's what makes the difference for me when you go up against that guy that uh, he's going to make you better, no doubt, no matter what. He'll make you reach deeper work harder, try harder, give more, because he's going to equal your output with everything he does. So that's what I love, man. What are your expectations for Miami this year? Honestly, hey, let me tell you something now. Is that Ken Tony? I think Ken Tony everybody today. Why can't I open this thing up? Like Ken Tony or something. Yeah, my expectations for Miami, honestly, I'm expecting this to be an undefeated season. I'm not just saying this, guys. Listen to me. Listen to me. I'm not just saying this. Having the physical talent is one thing. Having the sense of understanding what you just experienced, and oh my God, we want to do that again and again and again, is a whole another thing. The core of what Miami is right now is the right core. It's the right core. And I want you guys to understand too, when coach is saying, I saw coach, I guess he was on with somebody doing a podcast, and they were asking him about is Miami back? And he met it with that. And he hates hearing that. And I understand why he hates hearing it. And I think it's a few things here. You know, you look at what comes with is Miami back. He knows, coach knows, just what we just went through with getting in that damn tournament. Yeah, we had a hell of a run, but the run was almost stopped without even a chance to get in because the team we beat, they wanted to put in over us. That's why he hates hearing is Miami back. Because when we start saying, yes, Miami back, then them damn, I was working this weekend at the fight and everything, so I didn't get a chance to go to church. And, you know, church is my peace, my peacemaker for me. So, okay, let me say this the right way. When you say Miami is back, all of them mother brothers that try to keep Miami out because they're saying this the same old Miami. Coach wants this to be this Miami. Yeah, we're still connected. The history's still there, but it's their time to run, and we shouldn't strap them with the history of is Miami back, and we shouldn't strap them with the misery that somebody else going to put on those kids because the way we whooped their ass when they were in college, or the way we talked about whooping their ass when we were younger, all of that, they still, it's like they feel like they gotta get us back for everybody who ass we whooped then. It is not your job to make it to make it right for them. That's why we promise you Notre Dame will get you in. And that's why they were trying all damn year. Well, just because you beat the team in 10 week one, don't mean you get automatic bid in week 8. Like stop. That's what I worry about. And that's what coach worries about. This Miami. And I'm gonna tell you something. This Miami is led by different dudes. Oh, they're as talented football wise, as gifted football wise. Because say what you will, Mark Fletcher was the reason we had that hell of a run last year in the playoffs. Mark Fletcher made a decision to return to Miami. And after that decision, go back and see how he ran in that playoffs. Oh my God. And it went to a whole nother level. Now you go get Mark and Malachi, and these two dudes are the perfect kind of dudes. So I'm telling you, man, no, I'm with Coach. Miami's not back. That's not Mike Irvin and Mel Braden, Lonzo Highsmith. When we want to meet another right here at midfield, And what? Y'all can get the ball. We about to whoop y'all butts because we came from this. This is, I told y'all before, I told y'all this is the two, this is the, and it's better than the 2.0 version of Miami. It's better 3.0 version. I said, the way was anybody on our team? I don't think anyone on our teams, any of them teams, were more mature than Malachi Tony is right now. And what Mark Fletcher is right now. In the little brief time that I've sat and saw what Minshew is and what he's come from and how they came together. No way. No way. No, this Miami. And these are much better people coming through the program than we were, you know. Hey, they're not all coming from the ghettos of hell like all we were. This is the new Miami, and I'm happy with it right here. You know what I mean? That's all. I'm just letting you know, man. That's my expectations for Miami. That's what Coach is talking about. What was the first time you met Deion Sanders? Well, Deion and I had met. Let me ask, Deion and Frank, yeah, Frank, man. Listen, Dion and I, we met high school. You know, I'd be hearing about Dion, and we were at somewhere, maybe something he came in, and I remember seeing him somewhere. And we were trying to say, yeah, that's the new Dion. That's the new freshman that's supposed to be a bad boy, man. He's gonna do everything. So, because we were all growing up around the same area in Florida, and people we showed up at the same places and things like that. So, yeah, got a chance to meet him there. Then the first time we played together was in Miami, Florida State and Miami. Of course, Florida State never beat me. Just put that on the map. You know, I think I scored. Yeah, I think I scored every game. But yeah, Florida State never beat me. But Dion had some plays on me. I ain't gonna lie like that. I told y'all guys. I told you I ran an out and up the first play I ran against him. And this joker, I had him beat. This joker ran me down. He ran the football down. He pushed me down, grabbed the football, and was running the other way. That was the last double move I ran on him. And I said, hey, coach, back to what you guys were talking about. That's what I said. I said, go, coach. We're not doing no more of that shit. I just saw him run the football down. We're going to throw the ball and throw it late. That means I'm going to hold him here and you throw the ball. Then I'm going to push and catch. Because if I cut and start running and he's running after me, he's going to catch me. He's going to intercept that ball. And he's going to be going the other way. So I'm going to hold his ass right here. If it's 20-yard route, I'm going 22. Throw the damn ball anyway. I'm going to hold him for another 2 yards. And then by that time, that ball should almost be right there. You know, turn and catch it. Two, I ain't going to give you no time to react. Because I know you can run the football down. You certainly run me down. You can run everything down. They were professional sprinters. Every one of them. Every one of them could outrun me. Every one of them. You know, it's pretty amazing. 79-64 Cleveland. Going right now, guys. Okay, it's 9 o'clock. I'm finna get it. Irvin was Hollywood. I don't know if Rice was. Do y'all see what y'all see what's going on? It's never bust. Irvin was in Hollywood. I don't know if Rice was. Listen, y'all see, speaking of Rice, I know you talk Jerry Rice, but I'm talking about Ray Rice. Did I hear right that they gave Ray Rice 6 months for, because I was flying for failing a drug test, you know. I saw that somewhere, and I don't know now, because when I see it when I'm flying in town, and somebody tell me here, is that true? And you don't know, I don't know. Look at my puppy back there yelling. Hey, let let Venus out. Venus, that's Manula puppet, right? She's so active. She's so active. It is. She gets running around, jumping down. You got to try to put. Okay, sit over here, sit down, and then she just starts yelling. She doesn't like staying still or sitting down. Is the playmaker in the best? Huh? Yeah, man. You okay, girl? Okay, she stopped yelling, so they let her out. You're not gonna lose my baby. 80-66 Cleveland. 80-66 Cleveland. Oh my God. You can sit down. You know, this is going to propel a conversation tomorrow about the rest versus rust. Everybody's going to be dropping that. Rest versus rust. What do you do? Do you rest? Which one is better? Rest versus rust. And now they'll say, you don't want the rust, keep playing. Okay, I got you, brother. Well, I see y'all here. I hear you are great. I appreciate you saying that, Keelan. We were great. Not too many wide receivers could play the way you did. No, no, that's true. Because they were trying to outskill him. You can't outskill a masterful, skilled person like that. You same thing. Remember when I came in the league, nobody was beating Darryl Green. You're trying to outskill Darryl Green. This dude can outrun you backwards. Stop, stop playing on his field of strength. You bring him to your field of strength. That's what I said. I said, I got no chance at trying to outrun you. No chance. I mean, zero whatsoever. But I got a possibility of outmuscling you, outpositioning you, you know, outgrabbing you, even if you're right there. See, you think your job is to cover me, and that's what most guys do. Well, you can cover it. I can cover him. Yes, you can cover me, but I'm gonna still catch the damn ball. That's why they called it the playmaker. Your mentality was wrong. It's not you got to cover me. You got to stop me from catching the pass. I don't give a damn how you do it. Your job is to stop me from catching the pass. Covering me doesn't stop me from catching the pass. I can catch it with you on my back. You see what I'm saying? But you have to stop me. That's the difference. That's the difference between good and great. It is. It is scheme and mindset, bro. It is. It's always scheme and mindset. It's understanding also angles. Understanding angles. Okay, let me tell you. If I'm running a square in, and I got a guy that's a very gifted, talented, fast dude, and I run the square in 20 yards and I start turning in and I roll up the field. This dude is sitting at 23 when I'm rolling at 20. I'll roll up to 22. He'll cut down that gap, cut up under me and intercept that ball. So if I have a 20-yard in, I have to go run a 20-yard. When I get ready to cut in, I can't roll in. I got to almost cut in and go from 20 to 19 to 18, coming back down the line to keep a proportionate runner. So so when we stop here, I'm not rolling up the field and he cuts up under me. This is Dion cutting up. So now when I'm running out, when I stop here, I gotta stop here and then start going from 20, 19 yards, 18 yards to keep him chasing downhill at me. It's these little small things that you have to put in play to beat the Deion Sanders and the Darrell Greens and the Aeneas Williams and the Rod Woodsons and the Champ Baileys, all of the gold jackets that I went through to get my gold rings. And guys kept trying to do their thing. I'm gonna out. I'm gonna outrun you. I'm gonna outskill you. And they all fail. They all fail. I saw it a different way. 83-68 right now. 11 seconds left to go in the third. Okay, we'll go watch this fourth quarter and we'll talk about it. Dude, but hey, I don't see anything right now that stops Wemby or OKC right now. You know, I love New York. It's my squad. I like New York. But right now, I don't see anything to stop what I saw last night. 83-68, 11 seconds. Locker room, appreciate you taking the time. Spend some time with me. You know, I appreciate the love you always drop on me. Be honest with you. And what I got here, let me say something to a few. Sanders are green. That's T. That's a hard call. I mean, Daryl Green, Dion watched Daryl Green. Daryl Green is the premier. You know what? It's you asked that, and it's so funny. I would say what I just saw is tantamount to Daryl and Dion. What I just saw was Carano, who was the first real big time, prime time, marquee women fighter with the UFC. You know, everybody was all about Gina Carano. She started, and then came Ronda Rousey. So Gina did her thing, and then Ronda stood on the shoulders of Gina and took it higher. This is tantamount to that. This here, right here, because Daryl Green was what you said is brought by. Everybody wanted to be Daryl Green. You know, it was the greatest, Daryl Green. And then Dion came on and stood on that shoulder and took even the cornerback position to a position of star. That was what Daryl Green was. He was a star, but a quiet star, a humble star. Dion became in and said, "Oh, I want to be that star, but bold, brash, and whooping ass." He didn't say ass because he don't curse. He doesn't curse like that. But you know what I'm saying. He took it to another level. He put that spice on it. So it's hard to separate those two guys. I say they stand on each other's shoulders, just like Gina and Ronda Rousey did last weekend. All right, peeps. It's fourth quarter. Let's go tune in and see what happens here. I appreciate you guys taking